how much would you be willing to work for about 4% more return on a part of your portfolio? I guess a lot. So let me talk about an instrument which can give 4% more on a part of your portfolio, not the entire portfolio, starting tomorrow without literally doing anything. We all want to be prepared for exigencies. We also want to be prepared for opportunities like a stock market crash. And we would love to help a family member, a friend, if there's any need around us. So we tend to create a safety net around us in the form of balance in our saving bank account. Depending upon your expense to earnings ratio, if you have surplus, then it is likely that you will have 2, 3, 4 months of your salary in your saving bank account right now, waiting for deployment. Planning for exigencies via the safety net is not wrong. It is human. We want to be safe. But the instrument we are using probably is not the best. What if I tell you that there's a better instrument available today in all banks that can help you earn more interest than your saving bank account? No RM will tell you, no bank will tell you. It is not in their interest, it is totally in your benefit. So think about it, the bank wants you to keep your money in your saving bank. Your RM will never call you, tell you, sir, there you have, or ma'am, you have money in your saving account, why don't you invest it somewhere? They want the money there because that is the cheapest source of money for them. The instrument I'm talking about is called overdraft or OD. It is nothing but like a virtual account created using your FD as a lien or collateral. The idea is you use your saving bank balance, you convert it to an FD. And now that FD is used as a collateral, and that collateral is used to power a loan, typically around 85, 90, 95% of your FD. And what happens is you are not charged for creating your OD at all. You are not charged if you don't use the overdraft. If you need money, you can borrow it from your overdraft account, which has a collateral called FD. And that interest rate is about FD plus 1%. Some banks may charge 2% also, but you can negotiate over it. So you opened an overdraft account. How do you use it? Suppose you have a requirement for say 50,000 rupees. So what you do is you go to your overdraft account, which is listed right to your saving bank account in your internet banking. You borrow 50,000 by transferring it from OD to SB. As soon as you do it, your interest cycle will start, which means daily reducing FD plus 1 or whatever interest you agreed upon, that will start getting charged. So in 10, 15, 20 days, 1 month, 2 months, whenever you get the money back, you restore back the money to your OD account. Note that at the end of every month, you will have to pay the OD account the interest that has been accrued. That will be added as a charge or a cost to your OD. So you'll have to pay that regularly, or that will be debited from your OD as again an extra borrowing. So once you have restored back the entire amount to OD, the OD will be back to the replenished to the level, and that is where you will stop incurring charges and you will have the complete limit back to you again. OD is a big enabler for investments. Think about it, if you have not used your salary for 1 month, 2 month, then that is just earning 3% interest rate. Now, once you are sure that if you will need money, you will have it in your account via the OD, you can deploy your salary on day one as soon as you get it, say on first of the month. You can use it to deploy it into, say, equity, you can deploy it in bonds, you could do mutual funds, you could even buy gold. And you could also do SIPs, of course, on the first of the month. What that means is your money is getting deployed as soon as you are earning it. There is no stagnation period, which will really, really help you earn a lot more in the longer term. Think of a crazy situation. You want to repay a part of your home loan, and I've done this. So instead of paying it directly, you put the funds into an FD and take an OD. Suppose you want to repay 20 lakh. So you make a FD of 20 lakh, you take an OD of 18 or 19 lakh. Now you borrow the money from your OD and repay the bank for your home loan, but don't reduce the tenure, you reduce the amount of EMI. That is allowed in India. Now what happens is, since there is a 1% gap between your home loan, which is probably at 10.5%, and your OD, which is 8.5%, you will save some money every month. And you use that money at least to repay the interest to the OD account. That is one. Now, as soon as you get some surplus cash, maybe in your salary as a bonus or something, you start repaying the principal aggressively. Remember, this is a reducing balance. So as soon as you repay a bit of principal, you will save a little amount in your interest. Gradually, this will approach zero. Can I use overdraft for making investments? The general answer is no. Unless you are a trained professional, I would not advise making investment decisions based upon borrowed money. But again, what could happen is, suppose there is a temporary gap between your cash flow and an opportunity. For example, on 15th of a month, there is a stock market crash, or maybe one stock has crashed and you want to invest a bit, but your salary is 15 days away. Now, the stock market is not going to wait for you for 15 days. So you borrow the money from OD, you invest in the market. Now that investment could be short term or it could be long term. If it is short term, you book your profits, you return back the OD with minor interest of 8-10 days. If it's long term, then when your salary comes, you repay the OD in one go, or what, maybe 1 or 2 months, depending upon the amount you borrowed. And meanwhile, your investments are gonna reap benefits over the long term. That's okay. So you took the basically OD to bridge the gap between a situation or an opportunity and when the cash flow is available at the end of the month. This is pretty much okay. For exigencies, credit card or OD. One is, a lot of people don't prefer credit cards. So OD gives them really an instrument that they can use in exigency. That's one. If you have a credit card and there is an exigency, use credit card before OD, for the simple reason that 30 to 40 days is interest free period for credit card. By the time credit card bill arrives, if you still don't have the money, then you could use OD to pay the credit card bill. And as soon as the money arrives, you pay the OD and the interest. Is there any additional tax implication on if you use OD? So if you earn 7.5% instead of 3 or 3.5%, you are earning more, so you'll pay more tax. That's fine. For the interest you are paying on an OD, you can't offset that against any other charges or any other taxes that you have paid or you are liable to pay. That's additional. Is there any specific bank or set of banks that offer OD? In my opinion, all banks offer OD, but you could check the OD limits. For example, will your bank give 80%, 85%, 90%? What will they give against the FD as a collateral? And also, are they going to charge 1%, 1.5%, 2%? Typically, I've seen is if you are a high net worth individual and if you're an RM, your RM can negotiate this with approval from their seniors. That takes maybe a few days at time. Can I use ODs to fund medium term requirements? Oh, absolutely. Suppose you have a situation where you are not going to get, say, salary for 2 or 3 months. So you can borrow the money from OD, transfer it to your saving bank account, just like you were getting salary, and fund your medium term requirements, the bare minimum ones. Now, what happens is, once you have used the cash, you'll start incurring interest. You don't have to even pay that interest if you don't really have money. Or you could just pay the interest, you don't have to pay principal till your situation improves. So after 2 months, 3 months, once normalcy comes back, you can start paying back the principal. Maybe you could pay it in one lump sum, or you could part pay it over, say, 5 months, 6 months. That's absolutely your discretion, your decision. And now what happens is, as you start paying principal, like I explained earlier, your interest will go down and both of these will approach zero eventually. Top two benefits of using an OD. One is, since your money from saving bank has gone to an FD, like I explained earlier, you are getting 4% extra for the entire year for most of your earning life. That's one. Second is, it is a big enabler for your investments. So if you are a believer of compounding theory, then you are deploying your salary as soon as you get it into investments, which means the maximum return possible is going to happen in that case versus waiting for a few months for deployment. Is there any good time to create an OD? Diwali is coming. There is no better time to start investing your money better on Diwali. Or you could have a New Year resolution. It doesn't matter. Just get started. If you're planning to open an overdraft account soon, do give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.